Hello there, everybody. Hello, Open Feature community, and welcome to the first ever Open Feature Contributor Spotlight. My name is Andrew, one of your humble Open Feature community managers, and I am so excited to be here today, joined with some amazing people that I'm going to start to bring on to stream now, including my amazing co-host, Michael Beamer. Mike, how's it going so far?
Yeah, going great. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. All the better now because I always love being able to jump on stream with you. And of course, the other person that I'm really excited to invite on is our kind of focus of today's contributor spotlight, the first ever open feature contributor to kind of be spotlighted over in the Open Feature blog, and obviously today here on the stream, André Silva. So if you are out there in chat and watching this right now, I'm hoping that you'll give like a big round of applause. Yeah, as we kind of bring onto the stage the one, the only André Silva. André, how is it going today?
Hello guys, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
That's what matters. So
yeah.
After actually surprisingly here in Ireland, we're having some sunshine, you know. Actually, I was chatting with Andrew before, like, I hope there is no sunshine because it doesn't work well with the light in the video, but the weather didn't help here, let's say.
It's too nice for stream, yeah.
Too nice for stream. If I open these, it will mess up with the light.
The one time there's sun in Ireland. I love it. Well, André, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for agreeing to kind of be not only highlighted, but to kind of come on and help us with kind of trialing out this live format with this stream. So just cannot thank you enough for not only your contributions in code, but your contributions here in the community as well. So thank you so much.
And again, I also appreciate, the invitation to, it's nice to what we are talking about. We will be talking about, sharing my experience, sharing what Open Feature is, and also, show that we are not, like I usually say to my colleagues, like open source is something that is not very hard to enter in. Because some people think, oh, it's so hard to get into open source, but no, it's really easy. And one of the goals that why I wanted to join is no, it's easy. Please join because it's not hard. You just need to go to GitHub, search for needs help tag that usually Todd puts. He's not here, but honorable mention to him. He always put needs help, and usually those are the issues that we we always need help, and we appreciate. And I'm here also to say it's easy because I didn't start as Mike in the project initially. I just joined by out of curiosity, and now I'm here.
I love this. I mean, man, you're like, we don't even need to go through the questions. I'm just gonna I'll pull us off camera. You can just talk and like the sound bites there. Like honestly, André, like the sound bites that just came out of like that 30 seconds for like why you should contribute and why you should do it and how easy it is fantastic. So before we go too much further, just wanted to sort of put out to our folks that are watching. So we got some folks that are out there watching. Robert, thank you so much for the clap in chat. And I'm kind of watching chat right now as well. And I'll put it up on stream so people can see as they go. So before we go any further, I want folks that are watching to let us know, how's the audio, how's the video quality, like how is everything looking for you right now? It's really helpful. We don't necessarily know because we're not watching on all these channels. And so if somebody that's watching right now on LinkedIn or is watching over on YouTube can kind of just let us know how the audio is sounding and how our video and all the rest of that is sounding. And of course, send us compliments about how beautiful we are all looking today. Our egos will definitely appreciate it. That would be amazing. So while we're kind of doing that audio check. Maybe we'll kind of do a round of introductions for I guess maybe our co-hosts, and then Andre, we're kind of gonna like you're gonna be talking for most of this thing, so I figured that I'll give you a chance to breathe for a second, because yeah. So Mike, do you wanna kind of introduce yourself and kind of your connection to the OpenFeature project?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Mike Beamer. I live in the Detroit area, actually just north of Detroit. Work at Dynatrace, project manager here, and I work on open source projects, primarily OpenFeature. Been in it from the beginning, and really just looking at how we can not only standardize like feature flags, make it easier for people to start using feature flags, but then how do we like observe it at during important deployments and rollouts. And so that's really an interesting aspect for me, why I'm personally involved, and plus I've just seen the benefits of feature flags over the years, so quite passionate about the nice release process it all enables.
I love it. Amazing. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, and then I mean, just kind of quickly, briefly about me again. So my name's Andrew. I'm based in the Great White North, but technically I'm kind of like the greenish part of the Great White North out here on the West Coast, just kind of north of Seattle. I work as a developer advocate at a feature flag management company called DevCycle. We're huge stands, not just fans. We are stands of the OpenFeature standard. We love it in a huge way, and so I kind of got more involved in OpenFeature over the past kind of like 6 months, and I'm lucky enough to kind of be a community manager, helping to kind of spread the love of OpenFeature around the world. Yeah, so that is me. But now I think we're gonna bring over the kind of the person of the hour, Andre, to kind of start off the intro. And so if you're watching out there, we're not doing like live subtitles or anything like that, but the great thing is actually all of this stuff that we're going to be talking about today is kind of like an audio version. It's like you can read the book, right? Or you can listen to the audiobook. That's kind of what this is. And so Andre actually recently helped us by kind of creating helping us create a little spotlight blog post over on the OpenFeature blog, and the link is down there and in the comments. So that's great. Oh, and I see private chat message here. Video quality is poor. That's super weird that my video quality is coming through so poor. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with my video quality, everybody, so we'll see what's happening there. Anyway, so if you want to follow along, you can go in here because we're kind of going to explore the same questions as we go through. So I'm gonna move myself over and kind of throw Andre up on the screen, and then we're gonna just kind of start having a conversation and working through this. So do you wanna kind of take it away, Andre, and just kind of do the introduction and all the rest of that fun stuff?
Yeah, sure. So my name is André Silva. I'm a senior software developer in LexisNexis Risk Solutions. Originally, I'm from Portugal, but already a few years, so I like the taste of Guinness. And I stay in Ireland for already. So I moved in 2017, around 2007. So already a few years here, of Irish weather, and also feature flags is something that is always been under my radar. It allows, for example, quick deployments without compromising, and you can always roll back without a hassle because it's just a boolean, let's say, that controls the flow of the programming. And this kind of mentality, and also, as I pointed out in the blog post, the possibility of creating a new standard of the way of doing made me join the OpenFeature, and that's why now we are having this chat. So
I love it. So I guess we'll kind of work through things here, but what I'm going to do is, since my video is being absolutely chaotic right now, I'm going to disappear for a second. I'm going to leave Mike on, so he'll kind of be able to take the lead on kind of some of this stuff. But Andre, you're really the man of the hour, so I don't even need to be here. Yeah, so maybe kind of leading on from that question, like how exactly did you kind of first get started with OpenFeature? And you kind of referenced it in that little introduction there around that needs help stuff. But yeah, I'm going to turn to you. I'm going to disappear for a minute, and then I will be back. All right.
Yeah, so back to that question in relation how I started, like it was, I was at that time, I was investigating the lot of, vendors and so on that use, that have the feature flag bit input. And then I was like, OpenFeature keeps appearing, so there is something magic about it. And the thing is, it was also at the same time, that we were starting to chat about open telemetry, standardized metrics, and so on and so on. So like, that's interesting. Then I went to dig a little bit and so on and so on. And actually, if my head doesn't betray me, the first PR that I opened was to the contrib repository for tracing our metrics. So you can see it was quite funny because it was literally related to first open telemetry that was quite vivid, and second it was actually one of the tags that was like needs help, and it was like literally something very easy and quick to fix, and and at the end of the day they were, you guys OpenFeature were like, oh nice, it's fixed. And because that's one of the things, because we try to have several languages, it's hard to keep always the same spec, but and then where what needs help comes into place, because it's really easy to get into and so on. And thank God there is good documentation in the issues. Otherwise, we'll be like, no.
Yeah. So Andrew, you kind of missed it, but we were just talking through the first issue, and it was for .NET, and it was the open telemetry hook. So it just happened to be like a good timing. So it was like, a language that Andre was comfortable and familiar with, and then two technologies that he was looking at open telemetry at the time, and then also looking at feature flagging and kind of how OpenFeature could work with telemetry. So it's just a kind of a good matching and kind of a good foot in the door too. So.
Yeah, it was literally all in.
I love it. This is a big conversation right now too, is like this, like how, like the extra use case of feature flags, right? That I don't think a lot of people do think about, is this whole telemetry angle. Like obviously there's like emergency off switches, there's like A/B testing and all the rest of this stuff, but I feel like telemetry is still this not underutilized. Maybe that's not true, because literally Dynatrace is a big supporter of OpenFeature, so they've obviously seen the observability connection for a while. But I love that, Andre. And this is kind of the thing, right? Is so much of this journey in open source is like, I needed something, and therefore I got involved because I needed something, and I wanted to be involved in these things. So that was your first issue. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, or I think it was one of the first ones that if not the first, it was one of the first, because I also, other one that I remember, and it was one of the first, was when we needed to switch the mocks. So instead of using mock, we switched to and substitute in .NET. Yeah. So it was also one of that's the thing, like very easy things to fix that usually when we are trying to implement, we don't have the time to do it, because we are more focused on, getting out the specs, so all the SDKs are compliant with the latest spec. But then, these minor things that, give you the small entry to go there, and then go to Slack. Hey, Mike, do you mind giving a quick review here, and so on. So and this kind of interaction is what makes, in my opinion, and I know that I'm a little bit biased, that the open feature team is a quite healthy team, and also, other people that are not here, but they contribute a lot, and it's really a healthy ecosystem that I feel there.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also love, and I mean, you kind of talked about this in like that motivation to contribute in this open feature world. Like, so much of this contribution conversation that's out there is people are like, oh, I need to do a PR if I'm going to be a contributor, but there's so much more than just the code that's involved of being a contributor, right?
Oh yes. For example, in your case, we are always looking for people that can, advocate, and even some sort of do like technical presentations to present, because for some people might be more comfortable doing code, other people be more inclined to present. Everyone has their own tastes and their own I would call the advantages, and when we get the best advantage of each one, we can get the boat flowing faster, so that's the idea behind it.
I love that.
Yeah, like related to that, I think that's one thing that's really super helpful. It's the scope of feature flagging for open features across all these different technologies, and it's really hardly even reasonable to have people that are experts in all these different languages. So finding people that are like really passionate about .NET in your case, and take advantage of like the kind of language specific features is really where I think contributors like yourself, but then others, I think, could really help out the project, and then in turn help everyone that's using feature flags. So really appreciate that. I know you even give a demo today during the community meeting that maybe we want to talk about real quick, because I thought it was quite cool.
Oh yeah. So basically, what happened is, like, more and more we are getting questions from the .NET community about the dependency injection. So, and this is kind of very peculiar just to .NET. No other language, please, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but no other language does in this way. And is expect that if you want to consider that library evolved enough, you need to have that. Is expected. And basically, I'm working on that to bring that. And this is what Mike was talking about. Like, there's specific things that, okay, almost anyone can do C#, but then go into the deeps to know what exactly it's required and needed. It's where, for example, someone very specific from that ecosystem comes and helps. I think that's the message that we want to share.
I love it. All right, so are we gonna get the demo? No, I'm not gonna put you on the spot. I'm like, are we gonna get the demo now? You're like, no, I did this already. What are you trying to do?
I don't know if you remember, but in our contract to come here was like, no code.
Yeah, I feel like it was no code. Also, like the only yellow Smarties or wait, Skittles, I guess. Wait, what is it? I don't even know what are like those like riders. That's it, right? Like, you can only have like red M&Ms in the bowl when I come on and do a show. You never heard
for like rock stars.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. André is like the rock star of the open feature contribution space right now. So we needed to send him some M&Ms. Did they arrive?
Ooh, I'm waiting. Not in time. I can be sure.
It's all right. There's going to be some angry messages in Slack after this. Andrew, you can't promise things like that, not deliver them.
Where's my M&Ms? This PR is being taken hostage by some M&Ms. That's the ransom M&Ms.
Oh, I love that. Amazing. So have you been involved, and maybe I missed this too, have you made open source contributions before, like outside of the open feature ecosystem?
Like very minor kind of things, like I remember, this is funny, but I remember years ago I did one JavaScript contribution to Moment.js. So for anyone that is not aware, Moment is a library. I think now that doesn't exist anymore, or if it exists, it's archived. That basically was to help us to work with date times. And I helped do the translation into Irish because I was working in a project at that time, and then we did the translation into Irish. We asked someone to do the Irish translation. Then I asked if it was possible to publish as a contribution, and then say, oh yes, it's fine. It's just localization. So that was my first, let's say, open source contribution years ago. Most recently, and not even code related, me and my work colleagues, we noticed a small mistake in the documentation of .NET, and basically I went there just to like, please point this out because it's important to be addressed. So it's not only code that we can contribute just to say, like, I contribute with documentation, which is usually what the developers love.
Absolutely. I love Cons in chat here, and throw it into the no code, no proprietary code. That's amazing. Yeah, I think Moment.js still exists too. I do think that it's still out there. Maybe not.
No, I think I saw a couple of, because like this contribution that I did was like 2000. So it was when I almost arrived to learn, like 2017, 18, and basically, like, I remember going back to, because GitHub has that funny thing at the archive, to see where your code is archived. And I was like, oh, actually, the old Moment was in archived mode because of, like the natural evolution of JavaScript it makes that the library a little bit redundant, because nowadays, note, I don't code that much nowadays in JavaScript, and the date time processing is a little bit more powerful than it was.
Yeah, fair.
Years ago, because especially JavaScript changes every day, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my video's gone wonky again, but it's all right. I'm not the important person. So, okay, amazing. So, like, have made contributions to this open source space, but I was kind of hoping you were going to be like, no, OpenFeature was like the first project where like I truly believed in it enough, and I saw this brilliant community, and I chose that OpenFeature would be my first contribution.
Okay, but just erase the 5 minutes. The MIB guys. Oh, everyone forgot now.
It was OpenFeature. I love that. Amazing. So for those that are watching, by the way, just to kind of take a pause back to the folks that are watching, if you have got a question that you would like to throw to Andre, like, this is a live stream. We're not just here. I mean, we are just here kind of talking, but we're also here because we want to hear from you. And so if you have got a question that you would like to ask, or about either open source, about feature flagging, about Andre, like, feel free, throw it in chat, and we'll be able to filter through those kind of things. So this is a two-way conversation, or multi-way conversation. So please, like, share your questions, and we'll kind of make sure that we get those out there to Andre. So, okay, Andre. So one of the questions that we asked in that survey, the blog post, was, what has been the most rewarding experience about contributing to the OpenFeature community? And so I know you've kind of talked about this a lot, but I feel like it bears repeating. So, like, what have you found kind of the most rewarding experience about making these contributions?
Honestly, the interesting part is, when, for example, Todd pulls the users and say, oh, actually we have these and these and these starting to use, and seeing more and more people coming. Even yesterday, I think we had someone coming, oh, we are the provider, we want to start using OpenFeature, seeing more and more people, more providers coming into the arena and say, I want to participate. This is really rewarding, and then see like, oh, you know what? This company, that company also starts to use open feature because it's a really nice way of abstract, that layer. Because one of the things that personally I like is to have some abstraction between, in this case, third-party vendors or other things, so that we can easily be modular and plug and play as we need, which is a very powerful thing when we think. And also it helps the developer community, because, for example, if tomorrow we are going to another place, and if they use, let's say, open feature, like, I don't need to think twice how to get a Boolean flag from provider X. You just basically get bool and that's it. You don't need to overthink. You already know the skill, and that's the important thing of standardization. And one of the things that makes me personally proud of working in open feature. And we are trying to standardize a concept, and when you know the concept, and when you have standardized, it makes your life way easier, because it's always the same. You don't need to think, oh, how do I call this feature X, Y, Z? No, it's the same code. And you don't need to think about other bits that is particular to that proprietary implementation. That's powerful, in my opinion.
I love that.
So actually, that kind of reminds me. So remember that stream we did, Andrew, the super stream, and we were talking about flags versus toggles. I think we had that debate briefly, and someone had brought it up. Basically, like in other languages, specifically, it becomes a little bit like a cognitive overload essentially if we switch between multiple terms for the same thing. So I don't know, just it made me think back to that stream when you were talking about how standards and one way to do it, and just like it's just learn it once and then it just kind of applies no matter if the back end calls it a toggle or a flag. So there's funny tie back to that, I suppose.
Absolutely. I mean, everything's connected, right? We do the super stream, and then we do the super stream when we get Andre on. Yeah, I totally agree, 100%. Listen, Andre, well, I'm here to hype you up. This is your moment, my friend. I feel like this is a thing that, can you imagine if every contribution, like every person who contributed got like their own kind of feature stream, these kind of things? I know not everybody needs it, because if you do like a PR to a README to like change a period to a comma, then like you probably don't deserve a stream. But
well, sometimes I come in a bad place.
That's very
it can be different things.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. But like I do, yeah, like I really do. I feel like there's so much value in kind of doing those big super streams where you have lots of people, but then also doing these highlights. So speaking of kind of those people that might be doing a PR that is kind of more related to something simple, a lot of those are probably newcomers, and they think that that's the only thing that they're qualified to do. So another question that we kind of asked was what advice do you have for newcomers to either the open feature community? Well, yeah, let's talk specific. Newcomers to the open feature community that are looking to make a contribution.
Honestly, like I started, like, don't be afraid, like, seriously. Because what I feel, and especially by talking with other people, like other developers, like I am, they're like, oh, those guys are, they know a lot, they are the best ones. Like, no, like I can make a PR and make a mistake. It's normal, and it's with mistakes that we learn. So, and based on that mistakes that we learn, like I also learned a lot with new techniques, new stuff, and that's another advantage that you have when you contribute to open source / open feature. You also get the knowledge that other people have into your own process of development. And these kind of small things, that you can, and that then later on it will help you when you code, because what is correct sometimes is not that correct, and you need a second or a third person to look into it. And if you make, like, if you in your PR, if you make a mistake, especially in OpenFeature, we will like, it's fine, it just this, and everyone is super helpful, and is not like, oh, what you do, like that attitude. No, it's like I mentioned several times, the team is not going to say bad things about your code. No, so feel free, send PRs. Don't be afraid. Don't forget to sign the SLA, because it's annoying and always annoys me because I forgot to sign off the commit.
I assume that one was coming in at some point. Yeah. So if anyone does contribute, it's a minor annoyance right now. You do have to sign off on your commits. So we're looking at ways to improve that, but we either, without getting into too many details, it's a CNCF requirement right now. So we'll help you out if you run into issues, though. Yes, and I know Andrew ran into this once too. So it's happened to all of us.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh yeah, actually, my first, when I was doing the first PR, I was like, push, nice, and then I was like, right, I was like, I already broke the view. It was working locally, and then when I went to see the GitHub actions, I need to sign off. The good thing is, if you forget, it's really easy because the tools presents the git command to change that. But it was the first major roadblock, sign off commits.
Well, at least you know that the CI is working now.
Yeah, it's that's another good thing. Yes, ship it.
I will say too, though, like, I mean, for anybody that's out there watching, you're like, what are you talking about? Like, is signing off on things? Like, I did this and didn't realize what was going on, except like the CI/CD pipeline like broke, and then I got like this awesome message from Mike who was just like, hey, like, here's the command you can do to go and fix this. And well, I didn't follow that command, and I instead just deleted every change that I had made and created a new branch and did it over again because I didn't want to have to deal with it. It was super easy, and like I feel like that speaks to the community of like people are watching. People are constantly watching and want to help you to be involved in this. And I think that's a very, 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 very cool. Amazing. So we actually have a comment in the chat. So got a call. Oh, actually, let's start with Con. So Con, is there a list of third-party vendors that OpenFeature supports?
Who wants to take?
I'm actually gonna pull up a screen share. I'm gonna share a tab. And I'm going to share this tab right here and pull myself over here. So if you go to the OpenFeature website, and you, that's real wide. Hold on. That's better. So if you go over to the OpenFeature website, which is just openfeature.dev, if you click on the ecosystem tab, you will be presented with this Discover the OpenFeature ecosystem. And then you can actually see all of the vendors that are out there that have OpenFeature support. So all of these vendors here are folks that are OpenFeature compliant. And you can see there's some that are like not vendors specifically, so things like the environment variable and flag D, these are projects that are maintained by the OpenFeature team, but then all of these other ones that are here, Unleash, StatSig, Split, PostHog, Launch Darkly, Chameleon, Hypertune, DevCycleFlip, like all of these are all folks that have specific SDKs. So if we look at, if you go over here and I get rid of all those and I click .NET, because we're a .NET place today, we got a ton of folks that have got these: ConfigCat, DevCycle, Launch Darkly, Chameleon, Go, Flagsmith, Split, StatSig, all, and then of course the OpenTelemetry Tracehook, which is, I think, what we also want to highlight here, because this is what Andre was contributing to.
Exactly. not the trace. I think it was a metrics because we have traces and metrics, but it was one of these.
We're gonna give you credit for all of this stuff today.
Yeah. And also, just to point out, I also found one or two providers that they are not in this list. It's something that I need to chat with you, Mike. That are not in this list, but they have OpenFeature provider as well. So
nice.
that list is not exhaustive. So
yeah, so that could be a good first issue too. So it's quite easy to contribute new providers to the docs. So actually, I wrote a contributing section in the OpenFeature.dev docs. So if anyone wants to, discovers a new provider that hasn't been listed, feel free to add it. It's definitely looking for contributors there as well.
Yeah, so if they want to find that, they can just go to the ecosystem page, and then it's just under the docs, right? Just doc contributions.
It's under the repo. It's under the contributing section of the actual repo. So if you in the top right, if you hit the little GitHub icon, top right of the page next to the little toggle. There we go.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm sharing just a tab, so I'm just gonna change my tab. Stop screen share, present, share screen, entire screen window, Chrome tab. Let's go here. There we go. So yeah, and then we've got our contribute. Oh, look at that. I'm in our .NET stuff. But we're here over in the OpenFeature community, and then we're right in here, right?
Yeah, just OpenFeature.dev is the repo you're looking for.
All right. Yeah. Oh, OpenFeature.dev. OpenFeature.dev. There we go. And our contribution stuff. Contributing. There we go. Take a look at our contributing guide. That's awesome. Nice.
Just don't forget to sign the commits.
Exactly.
Yeah, right here. This is the most important part. This one, you don't think it is. You're like, what is this? And this right here. Don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do
sign off.
Don't forget to do that sign off. It's a single line, but it'll make your life infinitely harder if you don't remember it.
Oh yeah.
Now you're gonna scare people.
Nah, nobody will be scared. We've got Andre on here. He's really upsold. We don't need to do anything. You've just like upsold contributing to the open feature community in such a way that like is absolutely fantastic.
Actually,
yeah.
one trick that I found. If you use IntelliJ JetBrains IDE, they have a very hidden tick. If you go to Git and then you have the cogwheel, press there, sign off all. Sorted my issues.
Oh, I see. Amazing.
So a little bit, coding tip for anyone that wants to contribute and uses JetBrains IDE.
Good to know. All right. Okay, so that's that. But there is another question in here from Robert. And so Robert's question is, have you found contributing to open source improving to your overall development skills? Have you become a better developer by contributing to open source?
Definitely. So actually, this is one of the things that I was saying when we are talking about what I would advise the newcomers to do, because this allows me to even learn new techniques that, for example, you never think beforehand, and just by open the code and so on, like, oh, actually this is a smart way. Why we are not doing this more often? And then you try to replicate, you see that works. Also, because it's quite we use quite the latest Langs and so on, we can apply new techniques easily. So imagine that you need to work in VB.NET. I don't, but for the ones that need to, imagine they can get a small refresh of the new technologies, explore, and then that's how this becomes very powerful and a very good tool to learn as well, not just when you think not just contributing, but also to learn and develop yourself.
So to kind of dig into it a bit more, so one of the things about open source is a lot of times it's really asynchronous. So how has that kind of gone for you? And has it something been easy for you, or has it been kind of challenging and maybe, in some cases almost frustrating, and the delays? Because that's one of the big differences from closed source work to open source.
Exactly. So it's a different approach, because when you think when you are in a work in an organization, basically you have these inputs, you have these outputs, and you have these deliverables. While in open source there is not that expectation per se, especially with me, because I'm a contributor. While, for example, you and the other people, they have other kind of responsibilities. But in my case, I can this dependency injection that we were chatting beforehand. I'm with that thing in my hands for ages, holidays and so on. Everyone deserves a break, and there is no pressure. André, deliver. No, when you have time, and other thing that is important is when we notice that, imagine that I go that issue and say, oh, I want to do this. Okay, we assign to you. And if we start noticing that issue gets a little bit stale, we try to reach out to people, and then to, in last resort, take over, because we also need to get the things out. But that kind of situation rarely happens. And the important thing is, it's not, very pressurized environment. And that's, also the good bit of open source. No one expects you to deliver. You are here because you just want to deliver, let's say. So there is that kind of pressure doesn't apply. And in relation to be, asynchronous, kind of helps, because, you are not forced to just deliver just because you need to deliver, which helps quite well in this case.
Awesome, man. I don't know. I know we didn't necessarily you wrote all these things down for the blog post, and I was like, oh, maybe this is just gonna kind of end up being Andre reading out kind of stuff that he wrote on the blog, but instead we just get this fount of wisdom from you of open source. Just I'm telling you, that sunshine in Ireland, it's because of you today, Andre. You have just you're bringing out the sunshine in the cloudiest places, including the cloudiest places of the open source world. So anytime anybody is so should I contribute to OpenFeature or should I contribute to open source, I'm just gonna link them. I'm gonna link them to this video, because I feel you are really, really highlighting not only how awesome the OpenFeature community is, but also just how impactful the OpenFeature contribution process is. So I think that's absolutely fantastic.
No, not only it's important that some aspects of software development stays, open. We already spoke, open telemetry. Open telemetry is amazing because all the vendors came in, created, this abstraction that works very well. Everyone is happy, and OpenFeature is exactly the same philosophy. Abstract everything. Everyone knows how feature flags work and so on. Like Mike toggles versus feature flags, or parameters that can also be this parameter on and off. So this is the way, that, especially in these very broad concepts. I think it's very important these concepts stay open source, so that everyone can go there and say, oh, I think of this, I think that, I think this, I think that, so.
Amazing. Oh my God. Oh, it's almost like we prepped for this stream, even though we didn't. No, we did. We didn't need to prep, because Andre was already prepared to just deliver this amazing testament to the world of open source. Okay, so we asked a lot of questions in that blog post, but there's obviously lots of questions that we didn't ask, and so maybe there's something that you really wanted to share about either OpenFeature or specifically the work that you did, or just like any part of your experience that maybe we didn't talk about in the blog post. Does that exist, or am I grasping at straws here? Like, is there anything that you'd want to share that maybe wasn't covered in sort of the blog post that we wrote?
No, honestly, the important bits of the blog post, I think they are well covered, and I think the most important bit is in relation, to break the ice to the new to people that are watching, that like, I want to contribute, should I, and I think I'm underlining that message, like that contributing is nice, contributing is easy, and is not something hard or very difficult, except for the sign of commits to do.
Every open feature community or every open feature contributor spotlight now, I'm hoping that everybody just like gives a super hard time to signing off their commits, and then
yes,
and then people will watch these streams and they'll be like, I don't have to sign off my commits, and they'll be confused because we'll fix the problem. We hear you, everybody.
I think tomorrow the traffic will increase in pull requests just to see what the hell is this sign off commits that they are always talking about.
I mean, it was so infamous. There was even a meme in our Slack channel, so it's definitely been an ongoing theme for a while.
Oh my god, amazing. So we got a couple minutes left. So if you're watching the stream, and we've been pretty consistent, we've had pretty good watchers throughout the stream, which is amazing. So if you've got like kind of a final question, we probably got time for like one more if you want to throw it into the chat. But while we're kind of waiting to see if there's any final questions that are going to come through, Andre, if people are looking to connect with you after this stream, like where can they find you on the internet if they're looking for you and they're not in Ireland?
So I have the best place should be my LinkedIn, because I don't have Twitter reasons. Well, and LinkedIn should be the easiest way to connect with me.
Amazing. So I'm just tossing that.
I might need to look into Mastodon or Blue Sky or Threads from Meta.
So if you're interested in how to find, just go to linkedin.com/what's on the screen up there. I put it in chat over on YouTube, but you can see it up on the screen right now. Also, Andre, you're also in the OpenFeature Slack, right? So if they at you at that address, they can also find you in the OpenFeature Slack, right? Exactly.
I'm quite active in the Slack. Some people might complain a little bit, but it's fine. Especially in the .NET one, it's like this, that, so it's fine.
There's nothing wrong. You can never be too vocal in there. So, by the way, if you are unsure of what we're talking about, so if you go to this page, so it's just the openfeature.dev/community page, and look up the discussions area. It actually has a link to join the CNCF Slack. And if you don't know what CNCF is the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. We at OpenFeature are an incubating project in the CNCF. So other past incubating projects you might have heard of, I don't know, a little thing called Kubernetes, kind of went through. So we're in the big leagues. We're like, it's basically like Kubernetes and then OpenFeature. Like really, that's it. But that's kind of where the Slack channel exists. So if you head over to the OpenFeature community, you can join that Slack channel, search for OpenFeature. Once you're there, there's a ton of channels to find. You can go over to the .NET channel and you can try and be a little bit louder there than Andre is. Just talk more in the .NET channel, so that you can prove that we're that these streams grow out our individual SDK communities. So there's one more question that's come through from Robert that I think we'll probably have time to answer. So beyond integrations, do you work with other service teams like OpenTelemetry to collectively advocate what seems to be a similar mission being vendor neutral. And so this may be a question for you. It may also be a question for you, Michael, but whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, I mean, I can jump in. Actually, Andre is part of this as well, but we're actually partnering with OpenTelemetry to do basically feature flags as part of the semantic convention in OpenTelemetry. So it's an active project right now. If you do join the CNCF Slack workspace, you can find our channel in there. It is OTEL, OTEL-FF SemCon. And that's, like I said, an active project right now. Hopefully we have something in the semantic convention by the end of the year. That was our target date. And we're still in basically the research phase. So good relationship there. And actually the OpenTelemetry team is using OpenFeature within their demo application. So if you go pull in the demo app, you can play with feature flags, and they're using OpenFeature to do that.
Of that. Yeah, so long answer is yes, or short answer is yes. Yes, we are, and it's happening right now. And if you want to be involved, head over to Slack and join the conversation. All right, so we're about 5 minutes to kind of our end time that we wanted to hit here. I was like, are we gonna hit an hour? And then we totally hit an hour. And even though I've been potato quality for this stream on YouTube, it doesn't matter because it's not all about me, it's all about you, Andre. So over to kind of you for maybe the final word that you'd like to leave everyone with as you kind of sort of finish off our stream today before we actually kind of celebrate probably our next OpenFeature contributor next month. Kind of any final words for our viewers out there in internet land?
Yeah, sure. So for the developers that wish to contribute, don't forget www.github.com/openfeature. Go to any language that you feel particularly comfortable with, issues, and then search for needs help. And if you have any questions, ask in the issue, because, or me, if .NET case or other languages, someone will help and tell you more or less what to do. I still remember when I was working in the first issue, I think it was Todd that linked the same example, but in another language. So it was like pretty straightforward to do the migration from one language to another. For anyone else, like people that are looking to feature flagging as a possibility for their project, look as well as OpenFeature. We have several providers. Just pick one and try. FlagD if you want just a quick prototype, because it's literally Docker pool, and then you can quickly have a running example just to try with the language or the skills that you work with every day. And basically that's it. Like just play around and give us feedback if you don't like anything, because as Mike pointed out, the Slack is public. You can go there and say, this is not acceptable, or this is amazing. Not acceptable and amazing, both are feedback. So, which is very good. So that's what we want as well.
Amazing. And then if you're out there and you're wanting to join, I put it up on the screen. So just a note, it is github.com/open-feature. So if you go to OpenFeature, it'll be a different thing. You can contribute over there as well. I don't actually know. I think it's just a person. No, it's nothing. It literally just shows up as an organization. We have repositories. So go to open-feature and you will find all of the stuff that we've been talking about and sharing on today's stream. So if you are here and watching and you would like to nominate somebody for a future OpenFeature contributor spotlight, Mike, that's accessible on just the regular, is that accessible on just our regular Slack OpenFeature channel, or is that just within the kind of private channel?
It's just within the GC and TC channel at the moment, but definitely, feel free to reach out to us, and maybe we should talk about doing that in the general channel. But for the first kind of test run, we kept it just from like whatever the kind of the governance and technical committee voted on.
I love it.
So, and then shout out, I see Thomas is in this call too. Shout out to him. He was the one that kind of came up with the idea originally. So you appreciate it. I think it was really cool to pull this together, and really, thanks for Andrew too. I mean, he helped put the template together. He always does a great job with these streams and the cool animations and the intro, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then of course, Andre, appreciate the time today and all the contributions.
Yeah, actually big thumbs up to Andre, because he put a lot of effort. You just sent the link, I joined it. That was my effort, and now here I'm speaking. So big shout out to Andre for all the help, and Mike for the invitation. So it's always great, to come and talk about experiences and so on and so on.
Absolutely. Just so you know, there's one more thing you're going to need to do. You're going to need to do a commit sign off at the end of this stream. If you don't sign off from this stream, it actually keeps going. Like your computer never really turns off. It will actually have to start again. I'll delete it from all the sources. Amazing. Well, if you enjoyed this stream, let us know by kind of throwing comments. If you are watching this right now and you're like, oh my God, like Andre said these like life-changing things to me, and I need to send this to like my sister, brother, grandparent, boss, you'll be able to find the link. It's actually like this stream is going on LinkedIn right now, but also over on YouTube, where it is automatically recorded, so you can go and check it out over there. And if you want to see more content like this, join the GitHub, join the Slack community. Let us know what kind of content that you'd like to see in here, and stay tuned in the near future for our next OpenFeature Contributor Spotlight. You have set a high bar for the next person though, Andre. So they got to come in here with some like huge nuggets of wisdom. You started us off strong, Andre. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you as well.
Amazing. All right, everybody. So I think we're going to sign up. I'm going to pull us all the same size just for one more second. Let's pull us all on here. There we go. So that we can all wave farewell before I pull up the final card there. So from all of us in the OpenFeature community to all of you out there on the internet, head on over to GitHub, make your first community contributor contribution, and maybe we'll see you here on the Contributor Spotlight on the OpenFeature channels. Thanks so much, everybody, and we'll see you next time here on LinkedIn and YouTube and around the OpenFeature community. Bye!
All right, goodbye.
Bye-bye.